Okay, listen, I decided to do a video because YouTube's helped me out a lot, and I don't do many of these videos, but this is one that I think needs to be done just because I couldn't find any instructions on it, and I just kind of had to kind of wing it. This is if you have a, I don't know what year, this is a Tribute, but it works for Escapes too. But if you have the CD4E transmission, and it goes from first and then it revs up and doesn't want to go to second, and it finally shifts about 3,500 RPM to third, I read that it could be the band. And let me show you what I did. Let me let this down real quick. This is going to be a one video tape.
Okay.
Okay, so this one has the 4-cylinder engine, and what we did is we didn't want to take the transmission out of the car if we didn't have to, and plus a used transmission is like $1,200. So I read online that it could be the 2.4 band, and the symptoms were there. I had the right codes. I think it was a P0732. I'll put it in the description that I got. So what we did, this one has the 4-cylinder, it's 2-wheel drive. We took out the back motor mount, took the air box and the battery out, took a front motor mount out, and basically got one of these to cradle the engine. And we ended up having to take, come over here, we had to take the drive, this is the parts we had to take out. We had to take the drive shaft out too. And this is to lower it enough to get the pump off. And so I'll show you what we found. To get the motor low enough to see what's going wrong with the car, you have to take the drive shaft out, the CV axle. So in order to do that, you got to take these bolts off, take the brake off, get it low enough, and then, like I said, pull the axle out. Then when you get there, you can swing around here. When you get there, it's not going to look like this. You're going to have this pump. This is pump. The transmission pump, and it's fed through this little line. Once you get the car low enough, you can see the circle. It'll clear the body, and you can pull this off. You have to use a puller. You have to have somebody stick a screwdriver in there and hold all this stuff in there, because you don't want to deal with that. Supposedly, if all that comes out, the engine or the transmission has to come out of the car. So that's that. And then what you're looking for, and what you're looking for is this. See mine? It broke. And that is called a 2.4 band. And so I've ordered mine. It hasn't come yet, so I'm not putting it in yet. But basically, this can save you a bunch of money, because I think this band was like $34. And like I said, a used transmission of this car is at least $1,400. So anyway, it can be done. It was, oh, and then I think you gotta, this shaft, you need to make sure it goes back all the way in. This can pull out. This little hex shaft, this drives the pump. And then if you see this little, looks like a washer, but I believe it's a bearing. It needs to stay up in there when you put it in there. And then that's that. And then you just put it all back together and you should be good to go. So anyway, okay, so this is the new band for the transmission. They say you have to soak it in transmission fluid. I talked to a transmission guy, he said you really don't have to do that. You just have to make sure when you get done that the transmission is full of fluid before you go to running it. So y'all can watch me. Can you get a good thing of this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well it's showing up. So basically, let's see how this is gonna go. You want to be careful that you don't knock out anything. All right, so there's what the old one looks like. So it came out just like that. So I'm going to set it down here, and we're going to stick the new one in the way this one came out, which seems to be just like this. Okay, so that must be the solenoid there that it breaks on. Can you see it?
Yep.
Oops, sorry. right, that's that. And like I said, you want to make sure that shaft is all the way in there, because it's going to come out when you take that pump off. And that's, I mean, again, this is my first time too, but this looks like the right way. So I'm going to stop the video, but well, no, you don't have to stop it yet. Okay, so then this has got to go back in there. You know, it looks like I didn't really mark where it went in at, but I see some holes there, and I see some holes there, and that looks like a bolt hole. So that bolt hole's gonna, yep, that's how it goes. So wish me luck. Yep, so that's it. So then now I'm gonna put the bolts in and put the sensor and put some oil in it, and then I'll start the video again when I do that. Okay, hey, just letting y'all know that we had victory. It went through all the gears like it was supposed to. So if you got the problems where it's not going in the second gear right, and you got a little, it's not that hard, try it. You might get victory. Thanks.